Almost. Yes! Got it! Locked it in. Cisco. Hi. You don't know me. My name is Dave. This is a special message for Cisco Ramon. So if you're not a friend of Cisco or an employee of Star Labs, stop watching, okay? Thanks. Cisco. Hi. My name is Dave Hickman. You don't know me. But right now, all you need to know is this. When the singularity happened over Central City, it did open fractures into other realities. You've recently discovered there's 52 of them. Well, I'm talking you through one of them. It looks like on my side the singularity has a small window of opportunity for communication between Tuesday night and Wednesday night of my time, so I'm trying to take advantage of it. Hope this reaches you. Anyway. Hey, buddy. The reason I'm trying to contact you is I'm from a different world than, well, there's a few differences. For one, from what we've been able to ascertain, there's no known metahumans or super beings or even costume vigilantes in this world compared to yours. But we are aware of yours through certain stories and whatnot. You might be a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation. Don't know if you have that, but there was a story that talked about how time, space, and thought may not be the separate things we think they are, and what's reality in one universe may actually be fiction in another. So there's actually been stories about the Flash and stuff like that told for a while here now. I know it's weird, but it's fiction and stories for us, but we don't have any actual super beings. And our Earth seems to be smaller than yours because there aren't cities like Central City, Star City, Opal City, Bloodhaven. They don't exist here. So, since we're lacking in certain things, but we have a perspective on it, if you're trying to label things, for now let's call my Earth Earth Prime, just to throw that out there. So, anyway, Cisco, I wanted to talk to you because I've been seeing some things. I know that you and your friends have been going through a lot. I see that you've been through a lot. And that's why I wanted this message to be for you. See, I'm not as accomplished as you guys. I mean, what, you're an engineer, you're brilliant, you're also a fellow geek, so I'm loving that. But I'm a not so successful author, comedian. I'm also an emotional hypersensitive, in case you're not sure about what those are. Science has figured out a scientific answer for what people refer to as empathy, or people that have certain abilities of ESP. 20% of all people, 1 in 5, have something about us where we're naturally hardwired to take external stimuli around us and amplify it inside of us. It's not in our heads, it's a fact of our biology. It's starting to be explored now, so of course for years I've seen this more as being empathic or things that borderline on ESP that can or can't be believed, but it's starting to get some merit. I also have something called synesthesia. Once again, you probably already know that this means that 2 or more senses cross over into one another. These are the people that can smell sounds, hear colors, taste shapes, things like that. For me, I've got a couple things that kind of come and go. For one, I can sometimes taste things that I touch, so I love finger food. Also, sometimes I can actually physically feel things that I see as if I were touching them. So I can pick up on a few things. And from my perspective, I was thinking, you know, these guys are so much more than I am. How could I ever relate to or connect to someone in that world? And then, Cisco, I saw you. I know you're going through a lot, brother. You're picking up on things. You're seeing things you don't want to see. You're hurting, but picking up on extrasensory stimulation is exactly what I've been making my life's mission to understand, to heal, and to strengthen and use properly. So, if the pain and lessons I've learned the hard way for decades can help you, then I'm going to do it, darn it. Anyway, one thing I've learned is we tend to attribute our senses to things that are good or bad. We love to embrace the good, but we hate the bad, so we try to block it out. The thing is, our senses aren't good or bad, they're natural. Because of this, we tend to try to push things out or block them away, but we're actually blocking out the good stuff too. And since we're using so much of our strength to block it out, we tend to block out the good things as well. And by the time something comes along where we could try to use our abilities for something positive, we weakened ourselves or hurt or exhausted ourselves. And we blame ourselves for not being good enough because we didn't know. Brother, I know you're picking up on some weird things. I may not be able to perceive things quite the same way you do, but I can relate to oversensory stimulation. It's okay. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to get better, let the fear go, brother. You've got to stop fighting it. You're making yourself so exhausted, you're wearing yourself down, that yes, it becomes painful. Yes, it becomes harmful. And I know that you are so scared that because of what happened with him, that he made you this way, that you're afraid that since everything he did was for evil, that you're going to become a part of that too. Brother, you're not. Good, evil, you have a choice. Something else I wrote about in a book that I had made, don't bother looking for it, it probably doesn't exist in your world, but I talk about how people are what I refer to as God beasts. We are capable, simultaneously, of being the most divinely inspired, most positive aspects of everything we've ever dreamed of, or the most vicious, vile, hurtful monsters we could be. We are both intelligent and instinctive. We are scientific and savage. We are capable of all of these things. And a person can go from brilliant and positive to vicious like that if someone, say, threatens your family. You're willing to do what it takes to protect those you care about no matter what. Once again, how they come off can be good or evil, but these things in and of themselves aren't. It's just the way it is. Your abilities, although meta-human, are considered part of the new nature, man. You're not evil unless you're wanting to be. And I don't think that's going to happen. And yes, people can be tricked or manipulated. I know that what happened with your brother, you blame yourself for. You felt so bad about making those weapons. You felt bad about what happened to him and betraying Barry. He's forgiven you, man. I know he's going through a rough time for trust right now, but you're not a part of what he's hating. They'll understand, brother. What if I told you, from my perspective, I'm trying not to give too much away here. I know the rules. People shouldn't know too much about their destiny. So how about this? What if I told you that from Thawne's point of view, he said you had a destiny for greatness. Now that means that there was a reality that existed of the Flash and stuff like that that happened that he never touched. So you have a destiny that doesn't involve him sticking his hand in your chest and triggering your powers to pop out. You always had a destiny of these things being inside of you. They were always a part of you, man. You're not evil. We have the potential to be, but that's choice. And I think that mostly you're going to make the right ones. I know you're scared. I know you're afraid, man, but listen to me. A lot of hypersensitives and empaths have felt like they know exactly what buttons to push to hurt people. They have the power to hurt others, but they don't want to. So they hold that in. They lock things away, so they're the ones that are hurting themselves. It's not a way to live, man. So, I may not be a metahuman like you guys, but it's the closest thing in my world to powers as we have. So I'm trying to make the most of them. And like I said, if I can take something that's happened to me and take those lessons from them and make it a positive thing, then maybe I can be a little more like you guys. Maybe in my own way, I can be more like a hero. And that's pretty darn cool. Brother, stop fighting yourself. You keep fighting yourself, you're not going to be strong enough to do what you need to do in the future. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. And this may be a little hard to believe, but I'm not the only one. You've got a cheering section of invisible people on a whole other world that's watching you right now, rooting for you, man. I know I don't have proof right now, but you're going to have to take my word for it. It's out there. Trust yourself, man. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. And no, I am not a supporter of Fawn. That is a replica flash ring. I know, but the symbol's kind of big, you know. I did a parody song and everything, but you know, I'm not asking you to look for it. Anyway, look, buddy, you got this. Open up, be honest with yourself, and be there for your friends. They're going to need you more than ever now. Don't worry so much about Barry hating you. Be there for him. And please, please, for the love of God, be there for Caitlin. I can't go into detail right now. I'll try to send more messages in the future, but right now, you guys are the lights, the love, the warmth that's keeping her heart from going cold. Just trust me on this. Be there for her. You will never forgive yourself if you're not there for her. It looks like the window's starting to close. I'm going to have to get going here. Cisco, please, remember what I said. You got this, man. I believe in you. I'll try to make messages for the other members of Star Labs and people connected to it, like Detective West. So keep an eye out. I'll try to send them when I can. Until next time, take care, guys. Peace out.